What's good, everybody, and welcome to the King Crooked Flag Review. My name is Holden Stephan Roy, and I'm from Montreal. That's why I did that on the thingy, just to clarify, because it's an M, flipping the juxtaposition of the West Coast W, where King Crooked's from. This is the Flag Album Review. It's the Headspace podcast, the show where guys like me, Holden Stephan Roy, break down the albums such as King Crooked's Flag, track by track, giving thoughts and opinions on each and every single song. So here's what's up. Before we get into it, little pluggy plugs. I released a song recently called Lose Weight. I also got an album dropping this upcoming week. So if you want to check out my music, see what's up, links in the description. Plus, I got a little contest running where you can do the best version of the remix of my Lose Weight tracks. It's 250 Canadian to that person. So what's up, link in description. Also, if you support what we do, you can support us on Patreon. We all about the album reviews. We do interviews, growth of the community, focused a lot on Montreal these days. That's what's up. Anyway, let's get into the episode. That's what y'all are here for. Basically, I have not heard the album. I haven't heard a single song on it. I started to listen to the music video of one of them. I don't even think I'm going to watch the videos for this review. So if y'all want like the super deep dive and you feel this and you want me to go into like 3 times the level of depth, bar by bar breakdown, get this shit to like 1,000 likes or something, and I'll make that happen. Meanwhile, I'm going to go listen to the tracks. I'm going to listen to it one time. I'm going to come back. I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on that track based on one listen. So don't take this like it's the most serious opinion. I'm going to miss bars. I'm not going to catch all the nuance. So, yo, what I need y'all to do is to fill in the blanks and let me know what your favorite bars are and your favorite moments on this project is in the comments, and share that with me, because the truth is, after the fact, I'm going to go listen to this project again and I'm going to be fucking paying attention, you know. So I'm going to do my best on the single listen. This is a new format for me. I'm trying to flip it up, make it more concise, because let's be real, this would have been almost a 2-hour video, I'm sure, back in the day, in the way that this would have happened. So let me know if you like the more conciseness. Let me know if you want me to go super deep, but yo, the numbers were kind of stagnating. So trying up some new stuff a little bit. King Crooked's a legend, in my opinion. He's an extremely talented guy. We did review one of his projects a couple years back, the one about Trump. Basically, I had no idea who he was back then. I didn't appreciate how to like analyze the bars right. And since that review, I have come to respect King Crooked as an elite MC, but more importantly, I see the dude on Twitter, the way he interacts with fans, the way he interacts with legends. He's almost consistently part of the conversation. He creates conversation. I feel like King Crooked is a dude where, like, honestly, a dream of mine would be able to get on Crook's Corner, you know? I think that's what it's called. Or just to be able to interview him. I have a conversation with that man, because he's so smart. He's so smart. He's like ridiculously like one of those dudes who you just have to follow. Like, I've never heard him really have a bad take. I've never really seen him be off. He knows his position in life, and I just have such respect for him. So like, even without hearing a single song, I wanted y'all to know that's my feelings towards King Crooked coming. It's not something like dick riding shit. It's just on an integrity front. King Crooked's a grown man doing grown man shit, and I feel like in this industry, a lot of times you have guys who are kind of old, kind of acting like they're 22 and shit, and it's not my cup of tea. So I'm really excited to see what he brings to the table, to see what his pen game's like. I love the cover. It's just him with the bandana on. It's called Flag. I guess it's just repping what it is. Very simple. It doesn't necessarily give me a lot to work with, but when I hear a word like flag with the context, it almost makes me feel like a representation of ideas. Like, this album's like something to wave, to kind of rally behind, to become a group focal point. I could be completely off. This is just what the word means to me. Looking at that cover with him just kind of there, almost like saluting everyone, just almost like, yo, let's get it. And that's kind of what I take from it. So there are 9 tracks on this project. I look forward to hearing them all. Let us start with the first one, Holy Cloth. I'm gonna like this project. Right away, I haven't even heard the other 8 songs. I'm in. I'm sold. King Crooked, you got me. There's just this confidence in the way he speaks almost every word, and I think that's what attracts me to him, watching his videos on YouTube here and there, and you just hear it in his voice, this confidence. It's the same kind of stuff that like attracts me to Griselda Records and a few other people, just these folk who just are so confident in who they are. They are so to the core representative of what they are. They can stand by what they say so strong that it just oozes into their voice, into the presence, into the choice of words they say. Like, I don't know. I like the way it started it. I'm not going to go through all the bars, but just the beginning part, y'all thought I was started popping when I got with Slaughterhouse. Actually, kind of, yeah. I remember when I first listened to Slaughterhouse, I was really just excited for Royce to 5'9", and I thought everyone else were like chumps. I had no idea who King Crooked was, so now that I understand the history of the man and how significant he is, when he goes on to kind of present it a little bit after that, bringing the punchlines to the West, showing the people who brought the gangsters to the show. And I was educated by fine folk like you watching this in the comments last time as to the significance of King Crooked. I think it's really smart. It's really cool because I'm certain he is dealing with this constant influx of like new fans. And just the fact that like in general, he's managed to keep his cool and kind of stay humble, understanding his place and shit. Like the part where he's like, yo, they were biting my bars, but still, you know, I had to get my bread up. I had to do my thing. Like he understood the bigger picture of the game and effectively played stuff like a genius. And honestly, the way he played the game, look at the position he's in. I feel like this entire track kind of breaks out a little bit how he feels about things. You know, you're looking a little bit at others who are maybe not so legitimate, looking at the legitimacy within himself, just to build it up. And then he gets to this part where I'm like, nah, this is fucking crazy. Now here the snakes come. Rappers sell 1 million songs from hanging with pedophiles, take baby blood and adrenochrome to stay young. I'm not like that deep into that world, but like I've dabbled enough into QAnons, into the whole side of the internet to kind of get where he's coming from. And I really respect the fact that he's willing to put down his disdain for this entire elite system of people who maybe they're not going that far with shit as much as people say, but there's some certain tomfoolery in the higher echelons of the record industry. And you can tell that King Crooked just fucking hates that shit, and he's just pure to who he is. And I don't know, as myself, I think it's cool. Another one, I really liked when he said, "You be capping like fitted." I thought it was a good line. I don't know. I just thought it was. I think he said that. I could be wrong. I just thought it was a clever bar. This was strong, man. It's a really fucking good thing. I think Fong Sai Yu made the beat, and it's fucking proper too. Everything just meshed really well. Yo, I'm already in this. 4.5 on 5. I could bump this again any day of the week. Next track's the title one. It's called Flag. Yo. So not all the lyrics are online, but that's totally fine because I'm really not trying to react to all the bars. But I can't reference it verbatim. Some of the cooler parts, like when he was talking about how Trump should act his age, or just in general, the way he's freaking like described that scene of a body falling off of a building and then shooting it, and then everything like spraying when it hit the ground and stuff, like the vivid imagery. So I'm not saying I need the lyrics to hear out what's going on, but to do the verbatims and to do it justice as much as possible, the lyrics help. But yo, this track blew my fucking mind. Like the last one was good. This just knocked it out the fucking park to me. Like this is proper. Like right off the jump, you know we're getting kind of serious with it. I had to listen to it a little, like 1.5 times, because I was like, what is a COB? I didn't really know. From what I found out on Urban Dictionary, it's circle of bosses, which then goes back to the flag on the album cover with the COB on it, and it's like, oh, so it's like we're going back to this era, we bringing this vibe back to the situation. And I thought that was really cool. I thought that was really like a strong like thing. Once it like clicked that connection, I guess it's something I'm gonna have to look more into. But it looked like it's like an older movement that, you know, King Crooked, or back when he was Crooked, I was associated with. So I would love to know more. If y'all can educate me a little bit, or at least point me towards a resource, that would save me time. Because to actually just aimless Googling, sometimes it could take like an hour, where you guys give me one link and it saves me an hour making y'all heroes. But yo, this track is proper. Like right off the jump, it's time to put the COB bandana back on. The Robocops killed Breonna Taylor in her sleep. It's time to wake their ass up, smoke them out with the choppers. Crooked going military, back on my shit again. And he just rolls from there. And just from that moment, like, 'cause he has like this calm intro for like the first 2 lines. Like he's just talking, and then he just picks into rapping. Like it just kind of transitions while you're still registering the Breonna Taylor line, and you know where we're going with this. And honestly, he slays. he kills it. He goes fast, he goes kind of slow with it. There's versatility in the flow, there's an intensity, but consistently there is this political theme of his disdain for multiple tiers of the systemic issues that are there, showing the level of knowledge and education the man can bring to the table, and using his platform in such a way where he's rhyming crazy. Like I said, that whole scene where he wants to assassinate a person. He doesn't say I'm going to do it. He says I feel like I want to too, which is like a huge linguistic differentiation between I'm like a murderous villain and you make me feel like I want to be a murderous villain. And I know a lot of people don't see those kinds of subtleties, and you can tell that when people copy in the way they write. It shows your intentions as a person. And I think he just slays this. This is like 3 minutes of fucking excellence. It's just under 3 minutes, but it's excellence. This is a 5 on 5. This is a ridiculously cool track. Now I'm saying that on one listen. Maybe I go to a 4.5 after 3 listens. I don't always know. My initial reactions or whatever. But my excitement is that fucking high for this song. It is so cool, and I would put this as currently the one I would recommend to people to like get the album out. But there's still 7 more, and I'm really stoked after 2 tracks. So yo, what was supposed to is you was supposed to is the next one. Holy shit, this one hits you in the feels. Look, it's about Tamir Rice, who is assassinated by police. I don't know if assassinated is the right word. I like to use that because when the cops kill people, it feels like an assassination against others to me. I don't know. There's some funky shit going on, as y'all are aware. But yo, this one, it's really like from the perspective of the you were supposed to, where I mean, I guess as I get older, this one hits harder. Childbearing years are ahead of me, and families and things are a lot on my mind. So just thinking about this 12-year-old and all the things you're supposed to do, especially when you're living well, like you're all these young promising people, and you know, could become a success story, and just the way it was framed, because at first you don't know what this track's about, but you just hear like you were supposed to walk across the stage when you graduated, you were supposed to make your mama smile, she made it. It just flows like that, man. You were supposed to be whatever, you were supposed to, like, you know, maybe not, you know, you were going a little higher with the ladies at the end, living a wild life, but it kind of really does double entendre as the way he rhymes it, as a lot of like potentially people living in a fast lifestyle, or people living in a way where they're at like a crossroads where they could do it, but then it just flips into being this dedication to Tamir Rice, where it's like you were supposed to be all these things, but then these people came and stole your fucking life from you. And he has like this really calm like delivery to it, where it just hits, riding over this really smooth but somber beat. Like, it's a subtle kind of sorrow that this song conveys. It's not just your regular sad. It's like the best way I can think of it is when Bart and Lisa on The Simpsons are, I don't know, you might not get this thing, but they're describing that time Bart hurt Marge's feelings real bad, and then Lisa compares it to like this carpet that's moist, and how every time it stacks into that moist carpet, and this song has the sadness of that moist carpet that's just so jaded and absorbed so much, and will continue to absorb more because there's no choice, but it's just every time you step on it, it's squishy and wet. I just really thought this was a powerful piece. It hit me. Like, I'm still like reveling and thinking about that, and it's amazing. 4.5 on 5. I don't know that it's as like sonically my favorite compared to the last one, but it's impressive because of how he hit this track. He managed to do it in a very subtle way where it stands out, because many people can write on a topic like this and kind of come off generic, and we're 3 tracks where he's done 3 completely different things, and that's really impressive. This guy's a fucking legend, all right? King Crooked's a legend. Anyway, Teenage Killer, 1 John 1:9 is next. Bro, this is fucking good album placement. Yeah, this is like top tier. I guess we can start with 1 John 1:9. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. And I think that's a really fitting Bible verse for the tone of this track. So I didn't realize, I had to check a little quick, that Tamir Rice was the one that, and I say was the one because there's so many stories and I'm not always the best at keeping track of it. I remember a lot of the names, not all the details. Maybe I should work more on that. But this is the one with the fake gun, and I'm like, shit, because when you listen to this track, and it's a young dude, man, like or at least it sounds like a really young kid doing the verse. Big Blizz is, I believe, who is the one that does this, or Big Blizz does the intro. I don't know who does the verse. I don't know if it's King Crooked or some with like a distorted voice or somebody else, but either way, it just sounds like a young person, which I think is the point. Like, it's supposed to be like a 13-year-old, and I should be at home playing Fortnite. Instead, I'm on the corner cracking open a 40. Mom shot dope when she was pregnant with me, so the doctor said I wasn't born right, and it just kind of flows into this situation of painting the environment of what it is to be like, I guess, a Tamir Rice character, a person who is young in this environment and maybe just has this gun or whatever, or maybe he's actually involved in some stuff, or maybe it turns into a teenage killer, a 13-year-old who is forced to stab somebody or commit some other kind of crime because of it, and then just left. Is God gonna forgive me for that shit? Which is just like a layer of extra added in, considering we just tied this into the track of cops wrongfully shooting somebody, to what about the scenarios where these people are actually doing some shit, like this isn't just like the wrongful stuff. There's unfortunately environments where it's like these teenagers are actually doing some shit like that. I don't know, it slaps really fucking hard. The verse is really, really heavy. The lyricism is on point. Like, everything is really strong here. This is a fucking vibe, I think. It's hitting me emotionally, this album so far. It's like really powerful. The beats are amazing. The emotional context of the delivery is flawless. Plus, the way these things are connecting. So you have Holy Cloth, where shit's kind of corrupt. Flag, let's rally together. Then let's look a little bit more specifically into the problems we need to address. Obviously, police brutality and systemic issues creating these kind of fucking environments. And then the fact that King Crooked just used his platform so far to create this first part of the album, which is explicitly to protest and rally against the problems and to educate, inform, and probably also because of how many, like, middle-class white dudes like me that are fucking into guys like King Crooked, to speak to us, to let us know to pay attention to. And I see all the layers on this shit. It's really well done. Anyway, Okay, You Feel It? Oh, You Feeling That is next. I feel like we needed this. We needed a break from the heavy emotional state we were all in. We needed some braggadocious. We needed some fire. I mean, there are so many bars for days, feelings that I had in this track. I mean, I have multiple favorite standout ones that popped out at me. As an example, I think my number one is, I'll punish you, son, like you Chris Rivers. And I was like, did he just do that? Like, because Big Pun's son is Chris Rivers. Oh, that was good. That was just good. It hit me. I'm just saying it. And it's just constant. It's just constantly flowing like that. Everything about this track is just fire. But the chorus, man. Everybody talking about ops. Okay, my ops are the cops. Okay, my ops are the thoughts that don't know me, whatever. That part's fine. The flow is banging, whatever. But it's the next part that really hits, man. Like it's a binocular watch. If baby can't answer the questions I ask her, then I'm a anti-vax-er. Get it? Like vax her. Like I'm a, anti-vax her. Get rid of her. But I'm an anti-vaxxer. I'm a blocking the shots, because that's what an anti-vaxxer does. They block the shots. Okay, you feeling that? I'm feeling that. I've never thought I would hear anybody make an anti-vaxxer bar that was just dope like that. Like that is dope. That is such a creative twist on like it that I can't. The whole song's this. This is what the song is, alright? Flows, fucking bars like this over this smoothed out fucking rhythm that makes you want to bop your head, lean on the wall, and have somebody grind on your little Johnson downstairs, if you catch my drift. Feeling like a thug. You know how like King Crooked likes that fat little stogie laced up with some marijuana. Makes you want to maybe grab on one of those. Maybe I think he has a drink too. I don't know. I might be wrong about that. I just feel like this is a vibe. This is a good fucking vibe. Anything else to really comment on it, except that I think, again, I don't even know. I now have songs on this album. Like every song on this album is something I could recommend to somebody different to get them to want to listen to this project. And that's I think we're sitting on a modern, like a real classic, not even just a modern classic, like such a well put together series of tracks that we're sitting on a classic right here. I'm giving this straight up another 5 on 5. I mean, I don't see how these are gonna, like, I just want to hear it again. Like, I noticed 3 more songs, but I kind of want to restart the project, and that's a classic. All right, let's talk about COB season. What I meant to say was still regulating. The next track is still regulating. Yo, this one, because of Warren G's Regulator, I believe, is what is the reference to this, because, in the chorus, it kind of does that little shout out to it. I think that's really cool. The lyrics to this track are just not up at all, so my memory is just what it was. I found this track to have a very smooth vibe to it. I felt it was really fun to listen to. It was a lot more braggadocious, like, we own this area, this is where we're from. I like the fact that in the midst of the braggadocious, there was still like lines like on the east side gentrification bar that popped through, and stuff that added into like the consistent social political theme of it. But it felt more like, yo, just remember who we are and that we are still these people is, I guess, the main vibe I took from this track. But what I really thought was distinct was the chorus. Unlike all the other tracks, which kind of came off more with that like underground kind of chorus feel or lack thereof, just long verses, this one felt a little more palatable with the way the chorus was structured into 2 parts, like the bounce part after, and the more like singy melodic part with the female vocal. I don't know if it was a sample or somebody live underneath it. Y'all can let me know if you know who that is. And I thought that was really nice. I thought it was really well done. I think it was just put together excellently. And I think it was a really fun song to listen to. I don't know that there was a lot that I felt was like as stand out. This might be the first one on the project that I think is not as holy shit, blow my mind. But I also think it adds versatility to the project. So just keep in mind that when you're making an album, you want to make sure that there's a lot of variety in your sound. It's not supposed to just be like bars for days, for days, for days. You're supposed to have like tracks that showcase all the different sides of your abilities, the different sonic experiences you can bring to the table while coherently fitting together within a singular project. This hits all of that, and therefore it's going to be somebody else's 5 to my 4.25 because it's still a brilliant track. It still has me feeling this album is as good as I was just saying it was. I just think for this one, I'm a little less inclined to put it on compared to what I just heard, but I really love the last song. And sometimes when you really love a song, hearing the one after it, if it doesn't like immediately live up to expectations, your perception's off a bit. And keep in mind, I've only heard all these tunes one time. All right, so let's talk about COB season. Yo, I love the outro even. It's black and white because there's no gray area to what we believe in. There are no lyrics to this track, so before I forget everything I just heard, because it's gonna start fading, there is a fucking bar that is the eye of a tiger and a lion or something, and he's like something about a liger, and I'm like, no shade, because this one has like a serious vibe to it. We're back on that political I'm real flex. I would argue that's what this album is. It's I am a legitimate warrior in this cause. Here is the knowledge I have to share. Here is what we represent. And in this case, it's like, yo, don't disrespect the cause is a little bit of it, but like this is what the cause is. It's almost like a mission statement, but also like a call to action saying the stakes are here. So we need to go back on this way of thinking, this more, I guess, militant flex that is there. But it's just so like the government lying to us, or like the bars where like, yo, they fired that racist cops, but is his gun really retired? Again, I don't know it verbatim, but it's just full of these bars, how like the entire system's fucked over this tone. It starts off with Vibe 1, which is really cool, and I honestly can't remember what the beat sounds like, but it's like fresh, it catches you, and then it just flips into a completely different tone where Crooked goes from like this singy flow where, yo, his voice is nice, man. He could fucking probably hold down a hook singing and shit. I mean, maybe with a little additives, but I really like his singy flow into this like fast-paced, rappy flow. I know y'all probably could lift like 15 hooks he can do. Listen, I've heard, and I know I need to listen to more of his catalog. There's a lot of music out there. But yo, then he goes into the fast flow, and it's just ridiculous. I love his versatility. this is just another ridiculously awesome, powerful song on this project without being repetitive. It has all the qualities I have liked so far in all of the other songs, and is absolutely in that like 4.5 to 5 range. It's up there. It's fucking smash out the park shit. Again, useful because there's so many tunes on this that like I think hit both the lyrical miracles, hit the conceptuals, and hit the I need something that sounds wavy that I can just put on when I'm doing the dishes is type. So the fact that he's hitting so many levels at once, and I'm certain like other camps feel it too, it's really cool. Anyway, the next one's featuring whatever family business is. Let's talk about Hot Sauce. So this track is exactly what it is, a posse cut where each man flexes just a little bit, and I have varying degrees of feelings on them. Dabo's verse is aight. It's not like anything there that really stood out to me. I kind of liked that, but I got gravy. I'm Dr. Sabi 8 because it was just kind of like a cool little, I wasn't expecting it bar, but I mean, maybe the Jesus Christ, they tried to slay me. I'm strapped to a tree. Don't try to play me. I don't know. Strapped to a T. It's all right. I get it. Get it? Because Christ is strapped to a cross, which is a T. Actually, that's fucking clever. Oh, shit. I'm glad I looked at it. That's a good bar. I get it. I also liked when Julius in the next one went, I mean, holy smokes, church fire. I thought that was funny, too, because, you know, holy smokes would be what a church fire produces. The chorus is really good. In terms of just like the flow of it, the vibe of it, I could just see people like chanting it out. It's good for a contest, like a sing-along type shit. I think Dice killed it though. Dice was my favorite. That dude's like, yo, I'm in the strip club with the bartender, don't need to get drink to get topped off. I just like that line a lot for some reason. It was just fucking fire, his flow, his delivery, his confidence. It just felt like it really matched King Crooked in a way where the other guy's confidence wasn't as solidly exuding on it. I liked Kenny's South Park bar. Even South Park knows Kenny always in the hood. It's pretty funny. Get it? King Crooked shit's dope too. I don't know. I don't have a lot to comment on it. It was pretty good. I just enjoyed the overall vibe of this. I would say, I don't know, next to King Crooked and what we've heard on the rest of this album from like a bars and lyrical perception, this is more of an easy listening light track. And I think it's important also to have those kinds of palate cleansers, especially after like something so serious like Cobb season. I think it's Cobb season now because he said Cobb season in the track. But basically, I don't know if I like this as much as all the other ones. I'm going to give it a 4.25. I might like it more if I hear it, but I also respect what it is and its role on the album, and I think it's actually really cool to have that posse cut. The beat's all right. I don't know. It's not that it's bad. It's just stylistically, I feel like following the last one, it just felt a little weak sauce. But like in another project, I'd like it a lot more. Anyways, y'all might be hearing me and going, wait a minute. Wowie! I wasn't expecting to like this as much as I was. I don't know. Sometimes like when it's on dips, you're like, that's it. The album's dipped. Nope. You just picked it right back up into that 4.5 to 5 line. I don't even know if I don't know how to qualify it. It's so fucking good. I don't fully understand the chorus, so I'm not going to comment that much on about it. I get the sense that, like, he's been here, he said this, he's done that, shit ain't changed, so he's saying it, and maybe because he said it, the next time people are going to feel it. I think maybe that's the point of the Flag album, is to like kind of prep us for the next maybe Good vs. Evil or something, because he does reference that. I think it was Good vs. Evil 2 that was what we referenced, and I should maybe go look at Good vs. Evil 1. I'm really curious. As I understand Good vs. Evil 2, he had written the sequel assuming Hillary would win, and then had to like rewrite the album effectively to fit Trump. And I missed all of that. Like, I just fucking didn't get it back in the day. But yeah, this was a really good track. It just kind of looks at that like situation, like just the beginning. I told you they killing my people, and killing my people is legal. That's true. That is what he told us, and that is what's happening. That's kind of true. I mean, it hasn't really stopped or changed much. It's also true in Canada, like in Montreal, Quebec, it's true. So like, don't even play like it's not true. They snatch you up out the Regal, they choking you for no reason. They're forced to use his lethal. I told you to leave him bleeding. Just to give you a sense of how strong this track starts. Then he does the chorus, and then he gets into the next verse where he's like, oh my gosh, he just kind of rips into the fact that people still choose to affiliate with people they know are on like the bad side. And I say the bad side because the world is kind of polarized. You're either on team, I want social change and I want people to be treated people to be treated properly, cops to be held accountable, and like, you know, maybe we shouldn't be killing black people and getting away with it. Like, that's kind of fucked up. Maybe we should all acknowledge that some of the honkies in the world have a lot of power disproportionately, and the system reinforces this and all that other good shit. I'm not just flexing words to be like a social justice warrior. I just think there's two sides to this argument, and a lot of people are okay with kind of accepting the money to allow the system to stay in place of all creeds. Like, so if you're willing to kind of play ball to reinforce the system, you're on one team versus the other team. And I like the fact that Crook is like, yo, how are you going to be like, you know, still affiliating with these people because you love them, knowing who they are and what they represent? It's something I struggle with a lot as a reviewer. Like, do I cover this person knowing I'll get views or not? And sometimes I've done it, sometimes I don't. Then I love his Wizard of Oz bars. You know, I pulled a curtain from Oz's Wizard. You cowardly lions, we proud and defiant, we prowl in with iron. Just amazing shit. It's like that the rest of the way through, okay? I like the fact that he also flips up in the third verse and effectively uses pause with the as like a placeholder, and it's amazing. And then there's that interlude where people are like, yo, Crook, I want this, I want that, blah, blah, blah. And then he's just like, fuck all of you. I'm doing what I gotta do. This is my shit. And then he's like, y'all worried about this crap? Google transhumanization. That's why Elon Musk is never gonna die. And then the chorus, you get it. I'm like, King Crooked is really, really a remarkable individual. Okay, that's what I was left with at the end of this track. He's a remarkable man. Like I said, 4.5 to 5 on 5. So if we're gonna just sum up real quick and discuss the album as a whole, it's an amazing experience. Honestly, I did not expect to be like loving it this much. This has been I've been recording this for about I don't know, an hour and a bit. So given that, it's been a great hour and a bit of just like listening to King Crooked's project here and just absorbing it for the first time. It's 27 minutes, so it's not like overly long. It's got some real dense tracks. It's got a couple of more calm tracks to let you just vibe to. It's got a very consistent theme where you know exactly kind of who King Crooked is and what he stands for without knowing any of the specifics of his life, which is a remarkable thing. So you know his character without knowing the man per se. And that's a really cool way to present yourself, because I feel more connected to him and more like politically, like I want to, like, he's now on my like role model list even more of people I aspire to be more like, because he's just so with it in a way that is commendable, like a real leader. Like he wants to be a leader. Yo, just the way he did that shit with the Tamir Rice situation and flipped the tracks like that. Oh my gosh, masterfully done. Masterfully put together. This project is really well done. I recommend it to anybody into that kind of stuff. Maybe I wouldn't recommend it to my pop friends because they don't like to think a lot with music, and that's just kind of what it is. So this does require a desire to think while you bump in the project. So yeah, that's it, y'all. Thanks for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about anything. Subscribe to the channel if you felt it, and thumbs up if you like that shit. Special thanks to the patrons: Ismail Gadamsi, Chris Prado, Jonathan Barnes, CJ Black, Hurricane, Linda Williams, and Scribble. I think I said everybody. I hope I said everybody. They all dope. They support what we do. If you want to support us, link in description. I make music myself, like I said. New album dropping real soon. All that links in description. Contest running it all. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the next album review actually. So yo, take care everyone. Live long and prosper everyone.